Hi everyone, it's Bonita from Pennies to Dollars. And today I thought we would talk about what it looks like to actually be frugal. A lot of people will say, I don't want to be frugal, it's too hard. I don't want to be frugal, it means that you're cheap. You can't take it with you. You only live once. You hear all of these things in contradiction to being frugal, but being frugal actually doesn't mean those things. Being frugal can mean that you can actually live once and you can do the things that you want to do. It's just all a matter of priorities. And that's what frugal really means, is setting your priorities to have the things that you want. It looks different for everyone based on what your upbringing is. If your upbringing was very frugal or very poor, if you grew up a certain way, you may think, I want to continue to be like that. That's how I was raised. Or you can think, I was too poor. I was raised a way I didn't want to be, and I'm not going to live like that. And you can go totally the other direction. So your upbringing has a lot to do with what your perception of frugal actually is. When I grew up very poor, and I grew up very different than some of the other school children. We didn't buy new school clothes when I went to school every year, and so I would wear the same things from last year that still fit. And I wouldn't start the new day of school with a brand new outfit or a brand new week's worth of outfits like my friends did. And I realized right then that I was different than the other children when it came to how my family made purchases. And I started realizing that we lived differently than other people lived. And it made me feel inferior at times. But as I've grown up, I realized that my parents were actually being smart with money. They weren't going and buying things just to be buying things because there was a certain date that schools start. They were buying things based on my needs. And that's what frugal means to me, is you buy things based on your needs, not a certain date, not a certain desire, but based on your needs and based on what you want to have happen in your life. I would babysit, and I would use that extra money to buy clothes because I wanted new things. I didn't need new things, but I wanted new things. So I used my babysitting money to buy new clothes as I was a teenager. Another way that frugal influences what you think is by your experiences. So what is important to you will be a priority. And so I like to travel. I felt putting my kids through college was very important. They've all got degrees. They've all done well. They're all self-sufficient. And I felt that was a good investment of my money because that was my experience, is that I felt those things were a priority. And those priorities may look different for every person. As I said, not everyone will feel like they need to pay for their kids' college. Not every person will feel like they want to travel. You may have something else that's in mind that you want. So what are you saving for? That will influence how frugal you are and how serious you take being frugal. Are you saving for a wedding? A lot of people will become very, very frugal when they're saving for a specific event. Are you saving for Christmas? Are you saving for a specific vacation? Are you saving to pay down your bills? If you can set a goal, being frugal becomes much easier than if you are just being frugal to be frugal. Sticking money back in an account is a good security feeling and a smart move. But you do have to have some enjoyment out of life, and you do have to have some goals and some things that you want to have happen with that money so that it's easier to be frugal than not be frugal. And that's how I choose to live my life. I choose to live it where I make it easier to be frugal than not. And that makes it much easier to make decisions on my day-to-day life on the things that I want to be frugal about. Your lifestyle and how you live affects how frugal you are. Do you normally go shopping for fun? Do you normally go out with friends all the time? Do you normally go out to eat several times a week? Your lifestyle will affect how frugal you are and the decisions that you make about being frugal. I personally live differently than some other frugal people do. I'm not a big shopper. I hear a lot of people that are frugal say, well, I shop at thrift shops and I buy everything at thrift shops. I have not been in a thrift shop in years. I don't enjoy looking through a lot of things that are mixed up, different sizes, different colors, may or may not be what I'm looking for. I don't enjoy that. I'm one of those go in, get what I need, get out kind of people. And so I don't enjoy thrift shops. I don't enjoy garage sales. I don't enjoy the hunt. And I think a lot of people kind of enjoy that hunt and that satisfaction of finding a really good deal. But I'm not one of those people that enjoy that. So for me, being frugal doesn't look like garage sales or thrift shops, but it does to some other people. How your early life was when you first left home, I think also affects how frugal you are and the different things that you make decisions on. I left home when I was about 17, and we were very poor. And so I lived on a lot of like boxed macaroni and cheese because you could buy it for $4 for $1. You could buy hamburger helper for like 99 cents. You could buy hot dogs very cheap. We lived on a lot of hot dogs, hamburger helper, and macaroni and cheese. And so to this day, I'm not crazy about any of those things. But I do feel like when you are very poor, when you're having a very tough time, and the decisions that you make during those tough times will influence the way that you are frugal in the future, or if you were frugal at all. So what frugal looks like to you may not be what it looks like to me or to someone else that says that they are frugal. The decisions that you make have to work for your lifestyle, for your experiences, for your upbringing, and for your goals. And so you have to find something that works and flows with you to make it easier than not to be frugal. What are you saving for? I am saving for retirement. Some of the things that I'm saving for before retirement are I had some dental work that I needed done, and it was very expensive dental work. And so I have been saving to get that dental work done so that that's all taken care of before I retire. Dental work is not exciting. Dental work is not something, ooh, I want to save for dental work. But it's something that was necessary. It was something that was expensive, and it was something that I needed to plan for, to be able to pay for, to be able to have the teeth that I needed before retirement so that those expenses wouldn't catch up with me later. So what are you saving for? Let me know where you're at on your frugal journey, and I hope you have a great week.